EGR recirculation, insufficient flow. I'm going to look at that one first. I've also got the NOx, the catalyst efficiency below threshold. And this is on a Volkswagen Transporter, a diesel 2017. I don't see anything on here for the EGR position, so I'll go and check that. But this one here, the DPF differential pressure, minus 32513 HPA, I don't think that's right, so I'll go and check that. Okay, I'm looking at the DPF right now. Down there, there's two pipes attached to it. You look right down there. Try and point to it. There's the light touching it. Those two pipes right down there. That's where I'm getting the reading for the DPF. Here's the pressure sensor right here. So since that was minus something, or whatever it was, I'm just going to check it and see what's going on at the sensor. So yeah, the three wires here, I've removed the pipe to get to it. An air intake pipe I've removed. Now I can check those three wires and see what the voltage is at each of those. I should have a ground, 5 volt supply, and then the signal. Okay, I'll just get it set up and see what's going on. Right, so I got into here, just sliding this pen in here. I'll get that in focus. Slide the pin in to the top one. And to the multimeter I've got 5 volts. Ground side's just going straight onto the battery. And then I'll move it to the middle one. Usually it's the middle one, but not always. The middle one is the signal, I mean. Look at that, 0, 2, 2. Now, last one, we're going to check the bottom one, right? The last one. Got 4 volts. So most likely that's the signal in this case then. That seems a bit high. Usually it's half a volt with ignition on only. So this might be a problem. Let me just check things out here. I just unplugged it. The same wire right there that I'm in that had the signal, the 4 volts. Now I've got 5 volts. It's unplugged. So that means the power's coming all the way from the ECU to the sensor. So we know the wire's okay. That sensor will pull that down, and it was pulling it down to 4 volts. Should be a bit lower than that. So straight away it looks like we're going to need a sensor. What I can do is put pressure on these 2 pipes going into here that you can't see them, but there's 2 pipes. Those pipes come all the way down from here. Right, you see the steel pipes coming off the DPF? The metal pipes, they go into the sensor that's right here. Don't know if you can see it, but that's what it was. That's why I removed the trunk at the top to get a better view. So now what I can do is go into one of those pipes, the larger one, with a little vacuum pump that I've got. This one, or one like this, but this can do vacuum up pressure. If you don't have this, you could connect a pipe and blow in with your mouth. You wouldn't use an airline, you'd break it, but I'm going to apply a bit of pressure and see if the pressure changes. We can also check it on the scan tool and see if it corresponds with this. Okay, so I'm on the front pipe coming out of the DPF. The one before the DPF, right down there. I don't know if you can see it, but I've disconnected the hose where it would go into the sensor. The front hose, the front of the DPF, I mean. Got this set for pressure. Still at 4.2 volts on that, but if I give this some pressure, pumping it up and the voltage stays the same. See there, I've raised the pressure. So it's a faulty DPF pressure sensor. That's a quick way to test that. You can even put it on vacuum and see what happens. Apply a vacuum, still no change. So That's definitely faulty. Now I'm looking at the EGR. The EGR is basically going about it the same way I went with the other one. There's a better picture of the plug. There's the engine, right? So this side of it, there's the EGR. 5 wires, 2 are for the motor and 3 are the position sensor. Right, so I'm on the bottom left one. That's giving me a signal there, 2.5. Next to that I've got the 0 for the ground, that's the middle one, and one on the right at the bottom is the 5 volt supply. So I've got the ground. I'm going to start the car and see if this changes. So when it's a tick over on a diesel, you want the EGR slightly open. This is a throttle body as such. So that reduces the oxygen going in. When you accelerate, you want that to close. So what I'm going to do now is just switch it up and put the ignition back on. In fact, I could blip the throttle. I'll try that. I'll snap the throttle and see if that shuts. Okay. So you can see it there. I'm going to snap the throttle. When you rev it, it shuts, but when you switch it off, put the ignition on, that's it opening and closing, trying to clean itself. Now it went down a bit more there. Maybe it just leaves it in the halfway position, so it could be fine like that. I think it's almost worth trying to clean that out. Seems to be leaving it bang in the middle of the run, halfway. Maybe that's just how it is, because I'll switch it off and on, right? So when it's start the car, it's open slightly. I've still got the trunk off for the air intake, so it's not going to run totally right. I snap the throttle, I'll put the revs up, it closes. Let it go, and it opens. Just going to check the motor's signal. I mean, the motor's getting power on the ground. I don't know which is which again, I'm just probing all the wires. There's one of them. 13.2, probably battery voltage. I'm going into the other one. Oh, the other motor one. See, that's much less. Look at the bar graph, that's moving about. This would really need to be on a scope, but I didn't try. I use this kit here and put a couple of wires in, going to this EGR. Remember, the one on the left, as we see it, was the power in, and the one on the right was the controlled ground. Well, this is unplugged, the ignition's off. I'm just on the motor. So I'm going to the battery positive. And here I'm using this as a makeshift actuator. I'll just keep working it, see if it frees it off. Back into. That seems to be all fine. I'll go for the DPF pressure sensor though. That's definitely not working. I'll clear these fault codes and see what comes back. Okay, let's clear these. Clear codes. Okay, let's see what's happened here. I'm gonna check them again. Seems dead slow at the moment. Hey, let's read the codes. Don't replace something based on a code. There's no codes. But we know the pressure sensor's not working, so it'd just be a matter of time before it realizes there's no, the pressure sensor, DPF pressure sensor's not working. Let me start this again. I am expecting full codes because I don't have the air intake plugged in. So I can check that again. It should already know there's something wrong with it. No codes. Okay. So that's what I would change on this anyway, since we know it doesn't work. And that's still changing anyway. There's a couple of ideas of how to check a DPF sensor, and how to check the EGR, and how to activate the EGR. And that's all done without a wiring diagram, just by knowing how they work.